All right, so this will be the final demonstration video. I'm going to share some thoughts and some advice with you on how best to monitor site performance post restructure. The best way to monitor site performance post restructure is to use Google Search Console. I would not recommend monitoring rankings on individual keywords. And this is really important, guys. You want to be able to monitor site performance across the entire website. Okay, it doesn't make sense to be monitoring single pages and single keywords. Of course, you can do that if there's some sort of specialized requirement. But generally speaking, you want to be able to monitor the entire website overall, so that you can see overall trends rather than just individual dips. Now, of course, the easiest way to do this is to make your way through to Google Search Console and keep an eye on these two metrics: total impressions and average position. Now, why do I look at these two metrics? Firstly, total impressions tells me how frequently pages from the website are showing up in the SERPs when people are performing searches. Obviously, if the site starts to tank, I'm going to have fewer impressions in the search results. Okay, so if I see this start to dip and it stays on a downward trend for 2 or 3 months, and this is something else you need to be mindful of, is the timeline. You don't want to panic and say, oh my God, it's fallen off a cliff and it's only been a week. Most times you'll need to wait, and it really depends on the size of the website, guys. Sometimes you might need to wait 2 months. Sometimes you only need to wait 2 or 3 weeks. Be sure to submit the sitemap. That will help expedite the process. But if I see a continual downward trend for impressions, then I've missed something, or something is wrong somewhere. Okay, now remember, don't panic. There's no point going through this exercise and then being 2 months into it and then trying to reverse it. Don't do that. Okay, once you've made the decision to go, you've got to go all in and commit. Okay, the last thing you want to do is start trying to back the old site up if you're 2 or 3 months into this. It's too late. Now, the other metric that I look at here, for obvious reasons, is average position. Okay, same thing. If I see a downward trend for average position, again, that tells me that I've missed something, or something's wrong, or I need to take a look at it. Now, having said that, like I mentioned just a minute ago, there will usually things will definitely get wobbly. Sometimes I've seen sites I've performed the restructure and the site has improved dramatically. Sometimes it stays even. Other times it drops off. Now, the way in which you respond to this is really important. It can be really easy to panic and start becoming reactive. You don't want to do that. You want to be proactive, not reactive. Okay, so if site performance is on a downward trend, you should be pushing hard around improving content, improving the optimization of your meta tags and on-page and site speed, and driving more links and performing work that's going to help the site performance increase. So to summarize, these two metrics: total impressions, average position. Don't panic. Things will get wobbly. So long as you're being proactive and you're pushing links and you're improving content and on-page optimization and all of that other good stuff, you should begin to see an upward trend. And like I said, it doesn't always drop. Sometimes it'll stay even. Other times it'll actually get better.